Hey guys, welcome to another review. Today we are taking a look at the Grigri 2 by Petzl. So this is an assisted locking device for belaying and rappelling. So the Grigri has three basic parts to it. You have the faceplate here, which basically just helps lock the rope into the Grigri. Then you have the chassis here, which is basically just hard plastic with a bit of metal on the back. And then you have the camming unit here, which is the moving part of the Grigri, which, when it's pulled upwards under tension, pinches the rope in this section here. You can see how that moves on the back there. And the lever essentially just helps you pull the camming unit back down when it's under tension. So if I give you a little demonstration, this is just a standard dynamic climbing rope. I would feed it into the Grigri like so. And essentially what's happening is that friction is being created between the rope and this inner camming unit here. So if I was to lock the rope into the Grigri like so, with a locking carabiner, like that, and I pull the rope, you can see how the Grigri pinches the rope. So that's essentially how it works. It's a fairly simple device, and you can see that's where it gets pinched, just in that little extra section there. Let's get rid of that rope. So that is basically it. Now the Grigri retails in the UK for about £60. In the States you're looking at about $120. And it does the job pretty well. I mean, when you're belaying, when you're sport climbing, it's good. I mean, it does work. The Grigri is probably not that appropriate for indoor gym climbing. The reason is it's a fairly cumbersome device. Now, of course, it weighs less than the Grigri 1, and it's smaller, but it's not really practical to have it on your harness when you're kind of walking around, going to different walls, climbing different routes, because it clatters and you do feel the weight of it on your harness. So it's much more practical when you're indoors to belay with a regular ATC. That's what I found anyway. Now, of course, it's a different story outdoors. If you're trad climbing, sport climbing, whatever the case may be, of course, you need to be prepared for the worst case scenario. So if you're climbing and a piece of rock falls off the crag and hits your belayer, of course the Grigri has a chance at saving you, because if your belayer loses control of the rope, then of course the assisted locking action should kick in. So that's basically the main reason for having a Grigri, at least in my opinion. Now there are cheaper alternatives out there. You could go for a passive device such as the Mammoth Smart or the Edelrid Megajoule. Now these are devices which are a lot cheaper than the Grigri. The Mammoth Smart retails for around £25 in the UK, about $40 in the US, and the Edelrid Megajoule is similar. And basically these devices, they look very similar to an ATC, but they don't have any moving parts, so their assisted locking feature is purely on geometry, where the locking carabiner and the rope gets stuck. Whereas with the Grigri, obviously a lot more money and investment has gone into making this big camming unit here, which moves in response to the tension of the rope. So in my opinion, the Grigri does work. It's a neat little device. It is expensive, and in my opinion, there are cheaper alternatives out there that are just as good as the Grigri. However, this has been tried and tested. It's used all over the world. So the locking action, although it's not 100%, not 100% will work every time. It is a tried and trusted belay device. So there's the Grigri 2. It's great. Check it out.